Hey, Steve Gamache here. Welcome to another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review. And in this episode, we are looking at the Kohetsu HAP40 Wa Gyuto 210mm knife. This line of knives uses a core steel known as HAP40. It's from Hitachi. It's a semi-stainless powdered metallurgy steel, and it's known for very, very high edge retention with reasonable sharpening characteristics. The chromium, I looked up the composition. The chromium is actually pretty low on this, so it's around 4, 5, 6%. So it's not going to be, highly stain resistant. So semi-stainless is an appropriate name in this particular instance. The heat treat's about 65 Rockwell, so they treat this pretty high to a pretty high hardness. And the construction is a stainless steel cladding over the top of that HAP40 core. So it's a 3-layer sandwich, and so you've got softer stainless over the top of that core steel. The weight on the knife is quite light, 4.3 ounces, 124 grams, and the blade length is right about 212 millimeters on this particular one. Blade length, or the overall length, about 13.6 inches. The spine thickness is about 2.3 millimeters right above the back of the blade at the chin here, and then it tapers down just slightly from that. And it doesn't have a ton of distal taper, but pretty much just maintains most of that till you hit the grind of the blade, and it gets pretty thin at the tip. The blade height on this is 46.2 millimeters, and the handle type is a lightweight but nice fit and finish on it. Octagonal ambidextrous hoe wood with a nice buffalo horn ferrule to it. Good fit and finish on the handle. As I said, it's quite light, not particularly long. The handle circumference is right at 3 inches here, so pretty standard size. The light handle, which is kind of good for this knife because the blade is light, puts the balance point right at that first kanji symbol there, and which is just pretty close or slightly in front of a pinch grip. So it's a very nimble, light feeling blade. Let's take a close-up look at it. The out-of-the-box edge on this was outstanding, and as well as the 240. I've got both of them here. I've been using the 240, and these are laser performance knives. They are really high-performance knives. You've got some lightly embossed kanji there, and you can see the contour of the blade and the core steel cladding junction there where the core steel shows through at the edge. These, which is common to a lot of the Kohetsu knives, has a bit of a polished area on the right side of the blades that flows into the edge. So it's not the actual edge itself, but they have a larger polished area that kind of contours into that edge, and then they got a small actual edge bevel on both sides. And that's kind of characteristic of a lot of the Kohetsu blades. Fit and finish is quite good. Relief at the back of the blade here as well as the spine. So these are pretty comfortable right out of the box. And as I said, outstanding, very, very sharp out of the box edges on these. Let's take a look at the profile. Kind of a curvy, gentle curve throughout. Not a real flat spot on these. So let's take a look. So on a cutting board, it just pretty much curves or flows. The belly flows right into the back, and you've got a touch of air at the heel, but not much. So this is definitely not a flat profile. Fair amount of belly towards the tip, and I can get pretty high on this blade before it starts to dig in at the tip. So you can cover, so it's real smooth on rocking. One other little thing to be aware of, the particular way that they design these, and there's a couple other Kohetsus like this, but the spine actually has a bit of a curve to it. You can kind of see the spine has a bit of belly to it. And what that does is the handle, the way the spine is curved in the knife geometry setup, the handle kind of has a little bit of a cant to it versus being straight on like a lot of blades. And when you lay it on a board, you get a little bit just up cant to the handle. It's not significant, but you can put it side by side with other similar knives, you can see a little bit of difference. So that does give you a little more clearance. It's not anything excessive, and a lot of people might not even notice it at all. But if you say, that spine look a little curvy, yeah, it does, because it's got a little bit of curve to it. So these are light, nimble, thin at the edge, real high performers, great out of the box edge, steel with an exceptional edge retention characteristics. Really nice lineup. The nice lightweight Wa version is out here. So here we have the Kohetsu HAP40 Wa Gyuto 2 40mm knife.